Hi guys, welcome back to the next episode of Junk Journal with me. So I think this is the third episode of Junk Journal with me where I show you guys how I work in my junk journal. And today I'm starting out like I always do with a big pile of stuff that I want to put into my journal and then just flicking through my journal trying to find a page to work on. So I just choose a page that I like the look of or that I feel is going to work for the amount of things or the type of things I have to stick. So this first piece is a big envelope that I received in some mail, and I wanted to keep it in my journal and I wanted to add it in as a page. So using my favorite washi tape, which is an MT tape, to stick that in. And on the back side there's some beautiful lacy trim stitched as a pocket, so I didn't want to cover over that, so I just cut that washi in two so that I could stick it down well on the other side, and then just added a little bit of extra washi for the decoration. And I also have this pattern envelope which I was going to do the same thing, but I decided just to tuck it in the back for now and do that another time. And then I've got this letter that I got in the same mail, so I wanted to put that into my journal too. And at first I just slipped it into that little lacy pocket. And then I have this little clipping from a book which someone sent me as well, which I also wanted to put into my journal. And I didn't want to glue it down because I liked both sides, so I ended up just stapling it so that it could flip up. And I just neatened up the top of that little tea bag so that I could use it as a pocket. This was just a packet of tea that I'd had sometime during the week. And yeah, I'm just sticking this onto the page so that it can be its own little pocket, and tucked a little tag in there that I was also sent. So a lot of the stuff I'm putting into my journal this week are from a couple of different packages. So these bits of fabric are also from a different package that I received, and they're just so cute. So I wanted to stick a little sample of each pattern into my journal. So I just trim them down into little squares, and then I will end up gluing them onto a page just with some wet PVA glue. So I just like to kind of keep a little piece of those things that I love, those patterns, and yeah, they don't necessarily have to have a written story to go with them to go into my journal. I can just stick them in and that's enough. And then I'm also sticking this to-do list into my journal. Again, this is just another list from the week, and just trying to figure out where I'm going to stick those pieces of fabric. So just before I moved the letter from under that lacy pocket, and I actually moved it inside the envelope because it fit really well in there, and I didn't want to cover up too much of that floral pattern on the envelope because it's so pretty. So I moved those inside, that way it's a little bit more private as well because it's tucked away. And then just went ahead and glued those little pieces of fabric onto the page. So next I decided to add some pictures. This is all from the same day, these pictures. So I have a picture of my kids eating ice cream because we heard the ice cream truck in our town for the first time, so we rushed out and we got them some ice cream. And then I have a picture from really early that morning when it was still dark of my kids snuggling each other, which was really cute, and then another picture from the afternoon when we went to the beach. So I'm just pulling out a date stamp here and using my StazOn ink so I can stamp the date onto each of those photos. So I stamped one on the front, one on the back, and then for the last one I used one of these masking sticker labels, or I call them labels, but they're just like little rectangle stickers. So I stuck one of those on top of the photo so that I could stamp directly on top of that. And I ended up choosing this cute little pink stripy one because it just reminded me of the ice creams for some reason, so I thought that looked cute. And then this other roller stamp which has some phrases on it, so I used the one that said yes please. And then I'm just going to go ahead and start working out how I'm going to put my photos onto the page. So I really wanted to use one of these beautiful handmade cards with the stitching, and then I was just kind of flicking through my little folder to see if I had anything else that I felt like using, and I ended up choosing one of the stitched cards to use as like a little, kind of like a journal card, but you open it up and then I'll stick the photo inside it, and I also put all my journaling inside the card. And then for the larger photo, which you see me stuffing into the paper bag here, I just wanted to kind of add an extra layer of something, so that paper was kind of a little bit translucent so you could just see through to the photo. And yeah, I just liked the way that that looked, so I tucked one photo into the paper bag and then stuck the picture of my kids at the beach inside the card, and then it tucks under the little lacy pocket. I just put a bit of junk paper over the top of those fabric scraps because they were still wet with glue and I didn't want my pages to stick together. And then working on the other page, I decided to stick the picture of my kids asleep down on this pretty blue paper, and I wasn't worried that I'd already stamped the back with the date because I just re-stamped it on top of the paper there, above the photo and below the photo. And then I think I go ahead and add some stickers. So this little sticker folder holds my favourite stickers that I want to use in my journal. And as always, I kind of just flick through all the stickers that I have and try and narrow down which ones I'm going to use. I just choose whichever works, so it can be working for the pattern or the phrase or the theme. And yeah, I just stick a couple of pictures around the pages just to add a little bit of extra decoration. So this sticker that says "so sweet," and I'm not sure, I don't think I add very many stickers this time, just a couple, maybe 3 or 4. And tuck that back in the pocket. I wanted to try and use some of these cute stickers, but I flicked through all of the sheets that I had and none of them worked really with the page. I didn't feel like any of them really were saying anything extra about the page, so I just decided not to use them. And then inside the little card, I added some journaling. I added our little ticket because we got fish and chips and we went to the beach. So I added our little takeaway ticket, and then I'm just flicking through my Project Life journal cards and just trying to narrow down which one I might want to use to journal on, because I wanted to do a little bit of journaling about the ice cream truck. So I chose this cute little card that says "this happened" at the top, and then I just stuck it to the outside of that paper bag with washi tape. And then I just do a little bit of journaling on top. So calling that done, stick it back into the little pocket, and then I'm just adding a little bit more journaling to the page. So this side, I just decided to journal directly on top of that paper. The paper isn't overly busy, like it is, but it's not to the point where you can't read what I wrote, so I decided just to write straight on top of it and I can read it just fine. And then I also did a little bit of journaling on the back page with the lined paper. And here is a look at the finished spread. So I've been noticing I usually do about 3 pages, which is funny, but it just kind of seems to work out that way. But yeah, so this is the finished look at my page. Yeah, happy with how it turned out. It was really simple to do and it was really quick. So yeah, I got the memories down and it's done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this process video. As always, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.